Welcome back to the latest edition of SC Sports Weekly News. And yes, the water sports agenda is once again packed full. A new America's Cup saga is in the making as the Defender proposes to dump the AC62s and race on smaller, cheaper foiling cats. Enraged Luna Rossa blushes and threatens a pullout. Russell Coutts to the rescue. Dongfeng gets a taste of Cape Horn. Senior Correspondent Sebastien Destremau with the dramatic report on the snapped mast deep in the South Pacific at the Volvo Ocean Race. Meet the heroes on Nautical Channel. Special preview of Top Story and the exclusive live chat with Denmark's super talented pro sailor, Jes Gram-Hansen. Best result ever for Keely Andrew as the Aussie held back Hawaian Coco Ho in the final to win the WSL Qualifier at the Taranaki Port Pro in New Zealand. RC44s are back on the water in Malta, and Ray Davis has the charisma to defeat the now former teammate, Dean Barker, on Nanika. It's a brand new foiling generation as Hagara and Steinacher choose the Flying Phantom for this high-octane sailing series fully dedicated to young athletes. NC Sports plunge into the action. Negotiation, if not outright war, via press releases, backstage talk, and media chatter has been and always will be a constant in America's Cup history. Last week was no exception. It all started on the official website under the title Significant Cost-Saving Measures Planned for 2017 America's Cup. Though positive, the news has stunned even the most seasoned observers and has now ignited a new and potentially devastating controversy. Brand new AC62s planned for Bermuda and painstakingly agreed upon by all challengers in the 2014 class rule would be scratched altogether. Commercial Commissioner Harvey Schiller announced that racing the Cup in 2017 on the now-tested foiling AC45s could dramatically reduce costs without sacrificing any of the spectacle or the design, engineering, and athletic challenge. Schiller also added that this is both a step in the right direction and a necessary change for the event's future and sustainability, which would set a new AC campaign budget cap to about 15 to 20 million euros. That's anywhere between a third to a fourth of the investment needed for the present challenge on the AC62. However, while this would translate into greater participation, not everyone was happy, and the response came swiftly. A few hours later, Team Luna Rossa Challenge declared that it was distinctly opposed to the proposal to change the class rule for the 35th America's Cup, and therefore the boat that was previously accepted by all challengers on June 5th, 2014. Weary of ongoing rule changes and already with considerable investments placed on the now potentially old AC62, the historic Italian challenger, led by Prada owner Patrizio Bertelli and CEO Max Sirena, noted that while no legal action was being considered, if the principle of unanimity of all challengers required to change the class rule were not to be respected, Luna Rossa will be obliged to withdraw from the 35th America's Cup. Perhaps hoping to quell any animosity between teams already rampaging on the media and social networks in the following days, a new post appeared on the AC website by March 30th, quoting Oracle Racing's CEO Russell Coutts himself. When it comes to cost reductions, size matters. Under 50 feet, real savings kick in on all levels: design, boat building, sailing team, and operations. The Defender also added that this could be the biggest step for the future of the America's Cup and revealed that a solution may be in the making. The good news is all 6 teams agree we should reduce the size of the boats to save money. However, there is still some debate as to the size of the boat we should adopt. A challenger's vote is expected this week, so stay tuned for more updates on this new America's Cup saga in the next NC Sports editions.
Monday morning at 3:15, and while they are 240 miles from Cape Horn, Dongfeng race team breaks their mast just above the third spreaders. In pitch darkness, the crew works frantically to secure the boat before heading towards Ushuaia at a slow speed. It is a real blow to the Chinese team skipped by Charles Caudrelier, who has made a huge impression to date. The skipper decided to slow his boat down to minimize the risk of breakages in the extreme conditions encountered that night. Dongfeng race team is now assessing their options for getting to Itajaí quickly. A little earlier, and while they are 1,200 miles away from land, all the boats are sailing at full speed under spinnaker. The pace is insane and the racing incredibly tight in the Pacific. A close call occurs between Alvimedica and Mapfre. Have a look at this crossing that perfectly showcases the intensity of the battle in this Volvo. The competitors are reaching Cape Horn on Monday, March 30, and are expected to arrive in Itajaí this weekend.
You have cleared out of your sim in the last couple of rounds. Slow to the tour, just making their way through. And,
Women's surfing continues to take the spotlight, and now there's a new girl in town. Meet Aussie Keely Andrew and the proud winner of the Taranaki Port Pro last week in New Zealand. Fitzroy Beach in New Plymouth delivered quality onshore surf in the 1 meter range for this World Surf League qualifying series event. And the 20-year-old from Sunshine Coast responded with the biggest win of her career in a 12:50 to 9.80 final against Coco Ho. The Hawaiian moved up by defeating Sage Erickson of the USA in the semifinal, while Andrew pushed back Tessa Tisson from St. Bart's. With this crucial result, Keely shoots up to 4th place on the women's Key West rankings. Just short on points last year for Axis in 2015, she now has a clear chance of making it to the Women's Championship Tour in 2016.
Yeah, I just want to thank the locals for giving us their break for all this time. I want to thank Coco for having another fun final with me. She got me in Brazil, so now we're even. And I want to thank all the girls who are on the beach, cheer me up, and my mom. She's always my inspiration, and so lucky to have her here with me, so thank you.
Premiering on Top Story this Saturday at 5 p.m., Nautical Channel subscribers will get to meet and know Jes Gram-Hansen, co-skipper of SAP Extreme and top-ranked Danish pro sailor. So many topics on the agenda. The early days of match racing with Russell Coutts, America's Cup 32 at the helm of Mascalzone Latino. Now the super tough circuit on the 40-foot catamarans, and so much more. Here's a brief excerpt. The Extreme Sailing Series continues to reconfirm its success as the prime sailing championship on a yearly calendar. What's the secret for getting ahead in an event with so many tight races and also so much talent on the short track? Some big names didn't do too well last year after all. There must be a huge psychological factor at play.
For sure, it's a big factor, and it's 4 days of racing, and it's around eight races a day. So it's mentally it's very tough to perform. You have to really find consistency, and that's been one of the issues that we have been dealing with in the past. That we can say very well, but we also had some moments that were not so good. But it's definitely a tough series to compete in, also because the races are so short that you cannot really depend on boat speed. You really have to pull off some good starts, and also have some great boat handling and find the consistency throughout 4 days of racing, and that's difficult, and it's been difficult for us. And you saw last year from some of the superstars in sailing that it is difficult.
With 2 wins and another 5 podium placements in the 9 races held, Nico Poons and the Charisma crew remained consistent all the way up to the very last day of racing to clinch a phenomenal fleet racing victory in the Valletta Cup on Sunday, the first event of the RC44 championship season. This was no walkover by the Monaco team, however, since this highly competitive owner-driver circuit, masterminded a decade ago by Russell Coutts, can always count on many of the very top-notch pros to call the shots. 12 teams from 7 nations have taken up the challenge, and this year a strange duel was in store as 2 famous Kiwi veterans of the America's Cup faced off in Malta on opposite teams. While Ray Davis played the winning strategy on Charisma, the now former Emirates Team New Zealand helmsman Dean Barker was instead on board with Vladimir Prosikhin and always on the chase in second as tactician with Mika. This after Barker's much publicized divorce from the squad just weeks ago. A mere 2 points overall behind Nika Bronenosik, another strong Russian squad on the RC44 circuit, skippered by Vladimir Lyubomirov, grabbed the 3rd place honors of this Valletta Cup 2015. Next stop for the RC44s and the next Davis-Barker rematch will be in Sardinia for the Porto Cervo Cup this late June. As anticipated on NC Sports last year, it was already in the works, and now the sensational Flying Phantom will have its very own brand new World Championship. With top speeds of 35 knots and with its amazing agility, this new powerful 18-foot foiling catamaran quickly captivated the entire sailing world, and especially the top pros. Now double Olympic medalist and Extreme Sailing Series skippers Roman Hagara and Hans-Peter Steinacher have chosen the Flying Phantom as the official boat for the new Red Bull Foiling Generation 2015. In its debut season, this unique global sailing series will be geared exclusively to young and talented athletes in the 16 to 20-year-old age bracket. Steinacher and Hagara as race directors had already spearheaded the management efforts that brought to life the very first Youth America's Cup in San Francisco. That was a huge success with a key objective: to coach a whole new breed of America's Cup class sailors. Now their mission continues on a yearly basis with the Red Bull Foiling Generation, and with already 7 events on the calendar starting in Japan this April, and then moving on to the UK, Italy, Sweden, Denmark, Russia, and France. There's always much more. So join the current on Nautical Channel and meet the heroes that are truly making the biggest waves. Find out what it really takes to be a modern-day pro. So mark the calendar for this Saturday at 5 p.m. and an exclusive chat with Danish sailor Jes Gram-Hansen. Plunge into the action with NC Sports.